We are live and we are in for a special treat. We've been talking about the same like 5 names, 6 names. I was going to say 7, but probably 6. We've been talking about the same 6 names over and over and over. How about some new names? How about some names that people aren't talking about? Let's talk about them. Let's plead the case for them to become New York Jets. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. And I called some of my friends to help me do it. All right. So here it is. We are live and welcome. It is Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a Jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, Jet, Jet, Jet! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jet, Jet, Jet! Let's go! There you go, Wudi!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby. Boy Green
meets Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi, and you already know we are Wudi, rocking everywhere. All right. I look over here, I look over there. I don't see the boy who became king, but if you look in the comments, you can see him right here. Come on now, Mr. Boy Green, at Boy Green 25, the man, the myth, the legend behind this channel. Come on now. He is here in the comments. He is here with us. And I see you guys. Come on now. We head into the promised land. But like I said, I was calling in some folks to help, right? We out here, we're going to be talking about people that I don't think get talked about enough. And I think it was Yo Holmes who said, Wudi meets boys. Well, come on now, Johnny Boy. We in the building. How you doing, good sir?
Dude, it is cold as anything on my crib right now.
What?
Wifey has it at it's like 60 degrees inside here, man. It is. I am frozen. All right. Like, let it snow, let it go. Yeah. Hey, that's what we're working with, man. But my guy, James Wudi's in the building. Thank you so much for bringing me back on. And I think we might have another treat. So I heard there's another individual that might make a special appearance. So, hey, and this is a Snuggie, dog. All right, this is like this little, I mean, how many people could come through, kill it with the gear with JETS, Jets. Just let you guys know what I'm doing here, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anyone, that has that swaggy of apparel right there. Come on now, the Jet Snuggie. I like it. I'm a fan. And hey, I love the engagement in the comment section. Both comment sections for YouTube are going off. Shout out to Instagram at the James Wudi. I see y'all, my peeps. We out here, we talking. So shout out to all you as well. But here's something I want to start off before we start naming names. And again, right, the purpose of this show is to just talk about some names that we don't be hearing. We hear Arvell Reese every day. We hear Ty Simpson way too much. But let's talk about some names that we don't hear. But before that, we got a question from my guy J Boy. He's a purveyor of truth. And the question he asks is, can they develop the draft picks? And it's a good question because in my experience so far, I can't say I've seen a player and then, they play with AG and they get better. But I think they had a good draft last year. Like I think last year was a solid draft. Membu was a stud. I think he was the best performing of the 5 linemen that played last year. And Mason Taylor, unfortunately, QB play is a factor in his evaluation, unfortunately. But I don't think he made too many, mistakes or anything like that. What's his name? Az Thomas, right? Azaria Thomas. I feel like I can't hate on their drafting and developing yet. How do you feel about this specific regime and the whole thing about drafting and young guys?
Well, I have to say this, right? You like the moves that they've made so far. The guys that they've brought in during free agency are good, right? So your hope is that the Demario Davis, the other individuals, Fronte Sweat, you got, name them that we just brought in, can help out these young guys that we're going to draft as well. Do I believe that Glenn and team could develop them? Yes, I can, because you're seeing what they're doing. Dude, before Az Thomas went out last year, he was putting in work, but he got injured. Again, it just takes time, man. So like, it's a whole new regime, everything. But one of the intriguing things that I did like a lot is that they're using a lot of this new type of technology that's out there that I think is going to help out as well. So the Jets, on what they're doing in regards of the marriage of young and old, and they're having them together, and we spoke about it on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. It's there, and I think we're going to see that. I think that's something that's definitely going to be able to help out. So do they need to get better plays this year? Yes. Do they win? I don't care how they win, as long as they win. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's definitely the bottom line. And again, like, I'm definitely not going to sit here and say that, this team is, or this regime rather, is elite at developing players. I think it's actually too early. I don't think you can answer that question in 1 year, and that's all we have so far. But to your point, Johnny Boy, the veterans do help, right? The veterans, and I wouldn't put Tavondre Sweat in that class, but like DeMario and Minka Fitzpatrick, okay, they're gonna help. On the offensive side of the ball, I'm not sure if I'm seeing that same type of, DeMario equivalent. Anywhere on that side of the ball. So they're gonna have to develop these guys. They're gonna have to do some work with the people that are drafted on that side. And to J Boy's point, this is a good point. That's why it's on the screen right now. I do think, being second generation, dad is, calling you like after games and stuff like that. I think he will develop into a good player. But before we go any further, I want to ask the same question. Do you think this regime has done a good job drafting so far, right? And can they develop players, in your honest opinion? I'm going to ask this to somebody else who is here, because I said Wudi. I didn't say Woody's calling a friend. I said Woody's calling friends, plural. And you already know what day it is. It's Thursday. It's third party Thursday. So we got a third party in the building. Come on now. Snowball in the building. How you doing? How are you doing, good sir?
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Yes, I have friends. Friends are in the building. So you called me up and I was like, friend, I'm going to come in. So hey. I did. And here I am. Unfortunately, I didn't hear the question. So I just came in. So I was like, all right, let me just call in and repeat the question, please. Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes, I sure can. And here's the question, right? J-Boy asks, can this regime, first, can they draft good players, and can they develop the players that they draft? I know it's a super small sample size. We're going off 1 year, but I said that I liked their draft last year. So I have faith in their draft this year. What are your thoughts on last year's draft, and if they can develop these?
What was wrong with last year's draft? I don't think there was anything besides moving up for Baron. It wasn't bad, right? That was last year, right? That was last year.
Yeah,
So nothing bad about that. It's another Jets worldwide takeover. It is. All right. So yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with the draft last year, honestly. One hiccup, a couple of players who like you still have question marks about, right? Like Smith, you're not sure about Smith yet, but we'll see what happens. But I have faith in who they drafted last year. Listen, Memba was a no-brainer, right? That was a done deal. But besides that, the players that they brought in, plus the people that they brought in just before training camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
You brought in, who'd you bring in? Briggs.
Yep.
Right. And what's his name? The other. Yeah, I was going to say the big white guy, right? So like, yeah, right.
Yeah, Harrison
Phillips, right? Harrison Phillips. His name. Listen, I'm old, so like sometimes it escapes me. But otherwise, right? Those two players, the players that they drafted, and then the in season Brownlee, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, so they are able to recognize talent. So I have faith in their ability to draft. Now, whether or not they're going to develop these players, yet to be seen. It's too early. Like for me, it's too early to tell. You had a season and a crappy season at that. So too early to tell. Too early to tell. Yeah, TET, right? TETT, right? TET. Too early to tell right now. Sorry, but that's my response. And I love Johnny Snuggie, so
teach me how to Snuggie. Teach me how to Snuggie.
Exactly.
Yes. Now this cracked me up, so I just gotta put this on the screen. Shout out to my guy, Yo Holmes. That's in reference to the DC Brian Dookie. You know, obviously his name is Duker, but you know that's what I call him for now until he can earn correct pronunciation of his name. He is Dookie for now, and I mean, I think a lot of us develop Dookie every day, and hopefully he can develop some players on that side of the ball. I love, and this is something I've heard elsewhere. I feel like unanimously we love that defensive line. The defensive line hire of Carl Dunbar, right, and what he's going to be able to do, and hopefully we have a first round, draft pick that's going to be on that line to develop, right? And that's a clean, fresh piece of clay that Carl can mold any which way he likes, and that's a beautiful thing. So we don't, like you said, Tet. We're not talking about McMillan, but too early to tell. I would wholeheartedly agree, and based on last year's draft. Yeah, I think I am looking forward to this year's draft. And the wide receiver thing about them, both of them making a point to defending the wide receiver room. I hope it's smoke and mirrors because, again, if they don't walk away with a wide receiver in the top 44, something.
We're all quitting. We're quitting. We're not Jet fans anymore. That's it. It's done.
Yeah.
We're out the door. That's it. You don't take. True, right? Like we do. Do you honestly believe? Like, can you both of you gentlemen? Can you honestly sit there and say, yes, I am satisfied with the wide receiver room. It's perfect.
Hell no, because I've been saying it. It's Garrett Wilson, and everything else is a question mark, and it's the truth. A.D. Mitchell, can he take that next step? You have confidence and you believe. I think he can, but who's going to be the guy throwing him the ball? We got somebody who's going to try to get him the ball, at least in Geno Smith. I hope that occurs. Arian Smith is a burner, okay? That guy, you give him the ball, you set up plays for him, he could get some yak for you, but you got to develop those plays. You got to get those schemes right. Can they do it? Can Frank do that? And again, we were talking about it on Tuesday, Woody, where we like the fact that they married old and young. So Frank with Seth Ryan in the pass coordinator role that he's in right now, and that could be something. I mean, AG talked about that. they talked about too of all the AI that they're starting to use.
I was just gonna say that.
You know, so like it's about time. And I'm hoping because they start to do this, we'll start seeing, dude, how many times we were like praying, throw the ball, just give me an 80-yard bomb, even if the receiver doesn't catch it. But just, you know, like, oh snap, Duke could get it out there. Let's not stack the box and destroy Brees Hall. Because that's what was happening. They're like, man, yo, Justin Fields, ha!
Did you see Aaron Glenn's response to the AI stuff? They were like, so you use like AI to just say like, what play should I call next? it's like laughing. He's like, no, I didn't say that. Maybe, but no. What should I do next, AI?
M. Villette, I need some clarification on this comment. I am hoping that it's sarcasm. That's what
I think he's being sarcastic.
Definitely.
I just need some clarity. You know, I've heard crazier things, so I need some clarification. And let us know. And this is an option here, right? Looking into a vet. And I like vets. You know, like, you know, people who have proven to excel at the job before. These two vets specifically. Well, first of all, Tyreek, I think, is a completely different situation. I think he is trying to go back to a contender. You know, Kansas City. I feel like that's already like written in stone. You know, and I think he's trying to win. He already did the whole I'm going to chase the bag thing in Miami, and it didn't work out that great. Diggs, to me, is a little bit more interesting. You know, he was just in New England. He still showed plenty of skills. I would be interested, especially if you're thinking, because I've seen this a lot now where we're talking about, next year's wide receiver class is great. So if you want like a kind of a Band-Aid on this year, and then next year you're looking for a, you know, top QB and a top wide receiver. So this year you're going with Diggs and Garrett. I'm fine with that. He didn't cause, you know, a lot of problems in New England. Like, they cut him, you know, that was a financial thing. That wasn't a character thing. But, you know, let's go around the horn real quick and talk about this. If you would be interested in either, I think I already heard a no from Johnny Boy, so you can just continue build on that thought.
Yeah. Hell to the no. Hell nah. To the nah. Dude, Stephon Diggs, I'm good, bro. Yo, I don't want that Cardi B, you know, situation all over again. I mean, this dude is out here beating, you know, people inside of his crib and getting caught. Nah, I'm good with all of that, man. And he just had one of the most gruesome looking injuries that you've seen live. You know, dude, I think I got PTSD from Jordan Travis, bro. Like, I don't want people that are injured to come to us anymore, right? Because Hill's gonna go to the Chiefs, bro. Let's be honest with it. He's gonna go back and chill with them. And at the same time, yeah, I'm good on those two guys. Give me somebody else. Like, I like that Keenan Allen's out there. I would take a swing on Keenan Allen. You know, that's a vet that is like a Demario Davis type of person that you could bring in. Why not? What would it cost us? You know, I don't know. Yeah, but he's probably gonna want to go to a contending squad as well. So I'm good.
Tyreek's injury scares me the most. Mm-hmm. Like, just coming back off of that. I don't know, his age plus the injury. I'm not a fan. I will not stand on that hill. So no, I'm not going there. But the Stephon Diggs is interesting because I know Johnny like perked up like, what, right? But like, I'm interested in Stephon Diggs. I like he's savvy, right? He's a savvy vet. Definitely. And he is definitely like, he knows how to get open, especially around the end zone. Like, he knows how to free himself. So I would be interested in him. I don't know what you got to pay him to come over here, but that'd be interesting to figure out. I'm interested in Stephon Diggs. Tyreek Hill, no. Diggs, yes. And actually, yeah, I was just about to say, right? Bring this up because he said no sarcasm. Brees and G Dubs must get a lot of touches. Yeah,
I told you. I told you. Hey, do I know? I know my people's Envelet. I'm a big fan, but not the biggest fan of this take though. I mean, I understand, right? Brees and Garrett definitely going to get a lot of touches. I don't know about Mason moving the chain too much. I feel like he's best in short yardage situations. But AD, 4.3 speed. Yeah, you're right. Getting deep targets, but I think you just need more out there in terms of what the defense has to focus on, which right now is not a lot. You look at the opposing team scouting report. The name Mason Taylor is not on it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we're all kind of talking about. Because even if Diggs isn't what he once was, his name would be on there. Like, he's still a name. He's still productive. He's still savvy, like you guys were just saying. So, really what Snowball was saying, because Johnny, you was actually disrespecting him. But Diggs, I think that's still a name that would be on the report. Obviously the names that we've said so many times, Mekhi Lemon, right? They would be on the report, but I don't think Taylor and my guy AD is going to be on the scouting report. So that's why, despite me loving AD Mitchell more, I'll say equal than AD's mama, we gotta bring in somebody else just to make it difficult for the opposing defense, right? But
you didn't listen. You didn't listen to AG when he was talking at the press conference when he said that someone to keep your eye on is Taylor.
I did see that.
He's like, you know what? He goes, if you want someone who's going to improve and shock you next season, it's gonna be him. So keep your eye out. So let's see what happens. But who knows? That's all. Again, smoke and mirrors. People have to focus on Mason Taylor. Look at Mason Taylor. Don't look at Garrett Wilson. Look at Mason Taylor. He's gonna come up and keep your eye on that guy because Garrett Wilson's he's not an impact player anymore.
Yeah, I mean, really, all that meant to me when I heard that was like, damn, I really thought that Kenyon Sadiq was an option, and now he might not be. But again, right, that's the name of this episode right here. Was talking about names that not a lot of people are talking about. So I'll start us off with one. And this is a receiver because unlike my guy Envelet, we got to have somebody. It's got to be somebody. And this is like not a first round, but like later round, somebody who I think could come in and immediately be productive is Skylar Bell out of UConn. All right, I think this guy, he is somebody who is pretty much good at everything, but not really great at anything, if that makes sense. Like, he's a jack of all trades, right? But he's not a specialist, and I think that's why he's so down on people's lists. But I mean, the guy, he's a consistent separator, and that's when we talk about can this regime, develop people, one thing I've definitely seen under Sean Jefferson's watch is nobody getting developed like as a route runner, right? If there's a New York Jet who can run routes, they came into the league like that, like Garrett, like Brees, like Elijah Moore. So I need this receiver that is drafted to be someone who is already comfortable creating separation, against man coverage, finding soft spots in the zone. And that's, Skylar Bell. That's somebody who can do that. He's been doing it. He's comfortable doing it. Again, he's not going to be he's never going to challenge Garrett for, for that wide receiver one, the way that like a Carnell Tate might. But I think he's a very solid complement to the squad. And again, no one's really talking about him.
I mean, dude, the dude's receptions last year is crazy. You see the amount of receptions he got last year? When you told me about him, Snowball actually hit me up about him this weekend because he was up in Connecticut and he was out here, researching other players out
Was
there.
that
He
the
could probably
UConn campus?
Yeah, so he could probably tell you a little bit more about it. But yeah, look, I say this, man. After the fourth round, whatever they do, I hope they really do their scouting work and they get guys that will be really good for us. So can we get a Puka? Right? Is that possible? And there's some guys that are out there and they're not really being talked about enough. So I really do like that actual pick. So that's a good one, Woody. I mean, you brought that one out of nowhere, bro, because that wasn't on my bingo card, And question: do you remember J-Lo from back in the day, and she had that LL Cool J video?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like my vibe is J-Lo right now, dog. So if you ever get a chance, all right, go guys and check it out.
J-Lo and LL Cool J. What was the name of it?
Oh yeah, man.
I know about Ja Rule. I don't know if I know.
It's J-Lo, dog. J-Lo and LL, bro. You'll see it. But
okay,
all right, I'll give you a name. It's not being talked about enough, and he had a visit with the Jets. They do those top 30 or whatever visits on here. Is Kalon Black, bro? The dude is a beast, 5'10", 210, right? The guy has gone from JMU to then winning a championship with the Indiana Hoosiers. Dude's fast. He does not fall down on the first hit, and I like him. So you saw what he was doing over there last year. Had over 1,000 yards, 10 rushing TDs, if I'm not mistaken, and he could catch the ball as well. So he was doing all of this with that rotation that they had over there in Indiana. So can he fit? I think so. Because let's be honest, we don't know what Braylon Allen is going to be. He's coming off that injury itself. So I'm hoping that, that's one person. So Kalon Black, that's another guy. Check him out. There's a reason why the New York Jets had him over to do his visit.
Because they had 29 names on the list, and they're like, we need another one. We need another name. Get that other guy. What's his name? What's the guy that I'm talking about? Anyway, I like the Skylar Bell. I like that. I like that name because he was being fed the ball by our next quarterback, right? Joe Fagnano, right? Out of UConn, right? He's coming over. The hype is so stupid. They probably picked that name out of a hat too. They're just like, we need another quarterback. That's all right. Yeah, Joe Fagnano. Anyway, Skylar Bell, good one. Black is another good name. I love that one. But one that isn't being talked about, but is kind of like the sidekick to one that's being talked about, is what's his name? Jadarian Price. Jadarian Price, right? What he was like, he was like the stunt double for Love. Right? So he was like the stunt double for Love. Think of all the pent-up aggression that Jadarian Price has right now because who is getting all the love, right? Love is getting all the love. So, right? So he's probably like a rabid beast right now. He wants to get out and prove himself and be like, I should have been the guy. So I think the Jets, if need be, and again, I'm not sold yet on this fact that they are working things out with Breece Hall. They're looking forward to after the draft, right? Things, right? I'm not convinced. I believe there is smoke there. I believe there are mirrors in the room when they talk about Breece Hall, and that's just me. And people can be mad, and that's okay. But I don't know if Breece Hall is I'm still not convinced. They gave him the tag, but I believe trades are in the ether with Brees Hall. You could say different, and that's fine. But I'm a doubting Thomas. I will not until pen goes to paper and things happen for officials. Like I'm still on the so Jadarian Price could be in the works because Love's going before we're going to get our hands on a running back. So I'm going
So
that
is Snowball
yeah.
the Lou B for Price?
Yes, I am.
Shout out to Lou B.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Luby, man.
Yes, shout out to Luby. And don't worry, Luby, I got you on the super chat. Appreciate the super chat. About to pull it up right after this. The running back situation, as you guys both know, I'm team Brees till I die, but it's a fact, Snowball, that you said, like, until the pen hits the paper, that tag. I remember so many people reached out to me when he was tagged, like, yo, Wudi, you got the, one more year, like, celebrate. And I was like, I don't actually think there's a lot to celebrate right now. I need an extension. And if there's not an extension, Love, I think, is an adequate replacement. Is Jadarian Price is that a adequate replacement, or is that a deficit? Like I don't know. And I would prefer to not
against the wall.
Yes.
Yes, I believe you.
But yes, I would love to not find out. But shout out to Lou B in this super chat here. Come on now. And every super chat, even with me at the helm, we're gonna hear from Boy Green's lovely daughter, Zariah Luna. Come on now.
Wow.
Bam.
And here it is. The Lou B sleeper, Daquan Wright, tight end, Ole Miss monster. And I have to, from this very quick rundown on NFL.com right here, we're talking about somebody who is 6'4", 250 pounds, an absolute beast. I cannot lie. I want like a more like athletic tight end. I'm not saying that in like I like Mason, and I think he has a future. He has a role on this team. Ruckert is pretty much like kind of like a fake fullback. Like, he's blocking. He's blocking. But then to get like an athletic tight end to just have people nervous, like, damn, like what are they, what is this person gonna do? And that's kind of what like Jonnu Smith has been for teams recently. Like he hasn't necessarily been tight end one, but when he's out there, he's catching passes, he's running routes. So this is an interesting name to throw in the hat, and I appreciate the suggestion. Any comments on Daquan Wright and adding a tight end to the room? That's not Kenyon Sadiq.
I mean, I like Daquan, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think he went to Tech, because I remember hearing his name around here. I mean, you know how that goes, man. Anybody that plays for Tech, UVA, JMU, you're gonna hear their name. So, and
you're right.
Yeah, he's
2 years in Tech.
Yep. So he's a beast, man. I mean, 6'4", 250. That's, bro. I'm all about get these cats that are big that dudes can't take down, man. Like, why not? Yes. Let's do. I like the guy, the tight end from Ohio State, Max Weller, I think his name is, or whatever. He's somebody that's not being talked about as well. And I'm saying tight ends now because of Lou B hitting me with that name that came out of, left field. But dude, he's another one. Max Clare, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. Check him out. He's another guy. That,
shout out James Kennedy, my guy. Claire, yes.
Claire. Sounds like a fat girl's name, Claire.
But he's another dude, bro. 6'5", close to 250, if I'm not mistaken. So get me those guys that are big when you're in the red zone, and you could just throw it up, and them dudes can moss people. So Max Clares is one of those other individuals, and it's not being talked about, bro. Make the Jets Ohio Buckeye Jets, all right? Like, let's just do it, bro. Get Sonny, get Reese,
Get Downs.
Get Downs. Let's get down with Downs.
Cam to get Downs.
Get Max. Get all of them. The hell with it.
Yeah. We've tried big athletic tight ends before, Zach Kuntz, but
yes,
sometimes it doesn't translate. So sometimes they run the wrong routes and still score touchdowns. But you know what? Like, right? Exactly. But that I don't know. If it's not Kenyon Sadiq, then I don't know what it is. In this draft right now, it's a dart throw. Definitely.
No, I respect that, and I was also thinking about Zach Kuntz when we were talking about that. The athleticism,
right?
And yeah, it didn't work out. I think he could be a Dolphin.
He just pumped gas in my car yesterday.
Honestly, no.
I drove up and he was just like regular, super. I was like, dude, what's going on? Just pump the gas.
No, that's disrespect. Come on now. He's still in the league. But another name, and again, like I said, it's dark horse. It doesn't have to be like a late pick, right? This is someone who's almost certainly going in the first round, but his name is not attached to the Jets at all. And I think a big reason is the assumption is that the Jets just with that second pick taking Arvell Reese. But what if they see Luke Kuechly and Sonny Styles? What if they draft Sonny?
Oof,
right?
No.
They can draft Sonny. What if Lou B is in the room and they make a move for Jeremiah Love? Then at 16, you still have that edge issue, right? And Bailey's not going to be there. Reese is not going to be there. My guy, you think darkness is your ally? Reuben Bain Jr. is hopefully not going to, or most likely not going to be there. But someone who will be there, most likely, is Bain's teammate, Hakeem Mesidor, also from the University of Miami. And I think the big thing that they, try to knock on him is that he's old. He's going to be 25, stepping onto the field for the first time. But he was, very productive. Again, this is another, kind of situation to Jadarian Price in terms of, all the attention's on this one guy. But, this dude is also producing. This dude also has skills. So that's something that we may end up seeing, if that first pick isn't an edge. We're just assuming that, it's somebody who, is going to play the edge. But if it is Sonny Styles, if it is Love, if it is Caleb Downs, you just, mentioned his name before. Those are all like the popular names. Why not? 16, get Mesidor, and now you have, two, stalwart defensive pieces for the squad.
Dude, I agree. If I'm not mistaken, Akeem, I love saying that name, bro, by the way. You know why? Because I instantly think of Coming to America. So,
yeah.
Shout out to
Akeem.
Dude, he if you look at the stats, right? And I feel like at times, right, people will look at stats and be like, oh, but it's really with the, your vision and whatnot. But if I'm not mistaken, he's kind of beat Bain, right? I think he has more sacks than Bain. I think he has more tackles than Bain. I think he has more turnovers than Bain itself. So it could be a very sneaky pickup for us at 16. And I would not be mad at it. You saw it. You saw him. He was the one that was given freaking what's his name? All types of hell back there, bro. And it was Mesidor. So that's a pretty badass name too, by the way. Like, I really have to say, Hakeem Mesidor, like Mesidor, baby, about to mess you up. Let's go, man. The Hurricanes had a beast of a defense this year, man. And like they really did, dude. And I would love Ruben Bain though too. Ruben Bain, bro. My guy was in the combine, did not care about his shape up, did not care about anything. He said, "Look, I come in to work. I'm gonna let you guys know," and I put in the work. So, but Akeem Mesidor, that's a good one.
Hey, boss girl. Come on now. That's messed up. That's messed up. I know you're a little bit older than the average rookie, but he's just a couple more years wise than his peers. Okay, a couple more years wise. Snowball, what do you think about
colonoscopy? I know she's a nurse, but anyway, what names not known to the Jets?
Well, yes, but also, I would love to hear your thoughts on Akeem, and then also, yes,
Akeem Mesidor.
Yeah.
I haven't, to tell you the absolute truth, I have not looked at a lot of tape for Akeem Mesidor. To tell you, I do like the name, but
fair enough.
I do like, but from what Johnny described, right? I would not shake my head if the Jets went after him. Did you say 16 though?
Yeah,
for Mesidor.
Yeah.
So
if they do a non-edge option at 2,
and
you still have that need.
Right. Yeah. True. How long is he going to hang around though? Like that's the other thing.
He's 25.
No. What I'm saying is in the draft, like.
I think he'll be there. I think he'll be there. And think about it. Like if they take Sonny Styles at 2, they got to get through. Bain,
you got to get through all those other picks before you get to 16. Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking is like at 16, are you still able to go back a little bit, still get him? Pick up an extra pick, right? Like, like is he available like into the 20s in the first round or something like that? Like, is that his anticipated draft position? Like, is he an early to late 20s type of a guy in the first round, or is he the type of guy? 15 to 20, right? So, is there the possibility? Well, 15 doesn't do well for us. It was sitting at 16. So, if he does go in the early part of his expectations, then I don't know. But I would go 16. I would go 16 with Mesidor based on the explanations given by Sir Johnny Boy. But what was the one that I was going to bring in? Pregnon. Right, Emmanuel Pregnon.
Yes,
because we're not. I don't know if it's true, but he has the versatility to. I don't know if he has the versatility to play both guard positions, but if he does, like think about that, right? Think about having like Tippmann move back to center, right, and then use Parham. And the rookie at the guard positions, like that would be interesting too. Like,
but he's too tall for center. He's too tall for center.
I know he's
right? Like he's just too tall. We can't look over him. He's just too tall.
Well, that might have been a problem with the snaps. Pregnon getting blasted for being due for a goal.
Another old rookie. But that's right. For me. Like as long as you're not like 30 coming into the league, like I'm fine. I'm fine with a 25-year-old rookie. I think Pregnon is a fantastic suggestion. And
how old was Shook? Like the quarterback for the Saints. How old was he when he came in?
I think he was 20.
I think it was like 37, 38. Does he look old as hell?
How old is Tyler Shook? Like
no, I think because. It's actually so funny you bring him up because I just saw him and Brock Purdy were like at the same high school prom, and like Brock Purdy's been in the league for like 4 years, and he is a rookie. So that's what they were saying. Oh yeah, he's 26. Yeah, so
26 years old.
Yeah. But at that position though, you got cats that are mad old that are still rocking. So I think age doesn't matter when it comes to that position, maybe. But
I don't know.
I mean, Boy Green tells you I'm at ages all the time because I was one of the cats that I was like, Mario Davis is like 52, bro. And you're talking about
I can't lie. I brought it up for because that's like he's really old. Like
He's
I
really
did bring it
old.
up for him too. But he coming off a career year, so we good. That's fine. But back to my guy Prangna. I think a lot of people also they think like, oh, like because we have Parham, from the Raiders, right? Like, oh, like we good. But it's like before last year, we had the most injured O line like in the NFL every year.
Turnstile.
Starting 35 combinations. And you like that sounds like an exaggeration, but it's not. Like we had 35 different combinations like playing in one season. So to bring in somebody, know that they're under contract for the next, 4 years, could be 5 years, and they're talented player, a player whose ceiling is sky high, sign me up. Like, sign me up. So that's a fantastic name, and I agree. Nobody is talking about him. Johnny Boy, I think it's your turn. Your turn to bring a name to the table.
Yeah, so since I'm going through all the Ohio guys, and because I think that's what I've been at today, one of the forgotten names. So, bro, dude, Ohio had a squad, bro. Like they really, really did, and I hate the Buckeyes, bro. So I'm just gonna put that. But one of the guys that is not talked about, it's always Sonny Styles, Reese Downs, Tate, is Caden McDonald, bro. Like he's a big boy, man, at DT. So he's a guy that in the later rounds, if he falls and I think he's projected second, I wouldn't mind getting him, with the, I don't know, maybe the 44th pick. He's a guy that I like, dude. I think I'm on the boat of trying to keep as many of these Ohio State players together and keep going, bro. Like I would love if some way or somehow it's Reese and like a Sonny Styles situation, bro. Or Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs, or give me that, then get this dude. Let's go. But yeah, he's another one that I think he's like 6'3", 325 pounds, or he's a big boy, bro. So another one that you could put in there and just stack his ass in there to stop anything from coming in. So that's my other take.
Hey, he's definitely a beast. I see you trying to create Ohio State, the New York Ohio State Buckeyes over here. So I appreciate the commitment to the bit. With defensive tackle, I don't know, because I would say before, like in February, that was like one of my biggest needs. That was like top need. I'm out here still looking at my Quinnen jerseys with tears in my eyes. But they went out here. They got T'Vondre Sweat. They got Anyamata. They got and they still, to Snowball's point, right? The additions of Briggs and Harrison Phillips, I think those were universally considered two really good additions. I just wanted like someone that was at top of them on the depth chart, and that's what they got with T'Vondre Sweat. Because as you guys know, I was extremely upset with Jermaine getting sent out. But when you think about the return, okay, like T'Vondre, like that's their guy. They hope that T'Vondre can be that next guy. So I don't know if I don't want to say there's room, because you can always make room for great players.
I mean, what's his name? You just said his name. Dude, I'm gonna butcher if I try to say it, but he came from the Falcons.
Oh, Anyamata.
Yeah, he's only here for a year.
True.
So you know what I mean? So like, why not? You get this cat, learn from that, and go. And then next year you could be that dude potentially, and the rotation, stuff like that, keep everybody constantly fresh. If they're trying to continue to keep building, why not? Dude, he's good, bro. He does all the dirty work that doesn't get all the flashes and all of that. That's helped out the other guys that were making the plays. So he's that JFM for me, man. Because that's the other stuff that
Hey,
I want. Now I'm not here saying it's gonna happen, right? But we're just throwing out names that it's not being talked about, and
yeah.
the Jets could potentially look at this kid. There's a reason why they went to Ohio. They looked at all of these guys, man. And we have no idea what the New York Jets are going to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, so yeah, if that's a disclaimer that needs to be said, allow me to say it right now, is that this is not us in any way at all predicting what we think the Jets are going to do. This is just, trying to throw new names into the jambalaya pot because we keep hearing the same ones over and over and over and over. So these are just some names that, again, are not talked about, and we think would be positive additions if we heard their names called on whatever day that they're called. So I'll keep that train rolling, choo, if you will, with Mansour Delane. All right, considered one of the top corners. Depending on who you talk to, there's definitely some names in there. Avion Terrell, younger brother of AJ Terrell, is also one of those names. But I like Delane. Right, he has the proper size in my opinion, being 6 foot, 187 pounds, and he's a fluid mover. Like his technique, he might not be the best athlete. I think that's a huge that, so many corners, right? They go viral because they run like a, 4.3 40 or, whatever, and their draft stock rises, but like they don't have the technique. They get still getting burned, right? Like you need to be able to actually have, an IQ and have the skill set, right? And the hip flexibility to stick with these top guys. And Mansour Delane has that. The one knock on him is that he can, because he's not, the, greatest athlete, he can be handsy, which, if you're a Jet fan in the last 4 years, that should remind you of somebody that used to rock the number one for us. And I was still shocked and upset when he was traded. That was not a name I was expecting to see in the headlines that day. But this is
shocked?
no, I was
Everybody was shocked.
yeah.
That was crazy.
He was like literally like everyone. But this is a chance to replace that type of caliber, and I think it can be done at 16. I'm not talking about number 2. Hell no, I'm talking about. I think it can be done at 16 to get somebody who can elevate to that level. I mean, we said last year, Aaron Glenn, like he was a corner, he gonna bring Sauce to the next level. Didn't really work out like that, just brought him to Indiana instead. But maybe now, this is a second chance, second opportunity to get a top flight corner like that and mold them in your own vision. So my addition to the jambalaya is Mansour Delane.
Top flight of the world, Craig. Of the world.
That's a nice addition, and I like that you said jambalaya. I'm hungry. It's almost it's past lunchtime, so
Yes.
I didn't even eat. But so I'm gonna throw a name in. I don't know how much longer we have to go, but I have to go. But I'm gonna throw my final name into the melee, into the skirmish. I'm gonna throw. There's been a lot of talk about whether or not we take Ty Simpson at quarterback, and there's a high level of debate. It seems like it's a very polarizing topic with a lot of Jets fans. You're either pro-Ty or anti-Ty. So, and it's not, there's no in between, like, I don't care if we get him or not or whatever. And then you have the other quarterbacks that are later on in the. Now, Johnny, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Before we were talking about, right? What were we talking about before? Like, even before we came on the show, the idea of Mendoza not going number one, right? Like that, and that would shock the world.
5
But-
years, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
Yo,
What does that
crazy.
commitment mean? What does that commitment mean? What does that mean? That's confusing now, right?
From the
Like
same guy that says, I don't want to teach
Right.
any young buck.
the he's a tyrant, and he's like, he comes in and he
Just
goes,
saying.
rookie, hold my shoes, right? Like that's like, no, seriously, like you're gonna bring Kirk Cousins in and be like, sit behind Mendoza, like, and then you're gonna tell your number one pick to sit on the bench behind Kirk Cousins. Like, what does that mean? That's mixed signals to me. But whatever. I'm talking about later on down the road, right? Like we got Allard, Nussmeier. People have talked about Cole Payton. They've talked about Carson Beck, right? All these guys. What? And everyone's like, they don't know. So I'm going to throw the dark horse into the mix and say, way down the line, like round 6, round 7, right? Like go Sawyer Robertson, right? So Sawyer is right. Isn't it Sawyer Robertson? Yeah. Right. Like his last season, he had over 3,600 yards passing. He had 28 touchdowns. I'm trying to remember, but he had over 25 touchdowns, and I think he had like maybe half as many interceptions. So sitting at that, you don't mind losing on that type of a guy later on down the road, right? Just they say, right? What was the guy's name? Fox. The guy who had the rule, like draft a quarterback every year. I don't know if I'm getting the name right.
John Fox?
John Fox? Yeah,
John Fox, right? Draft a quarterback every year. So for drafting a quarterback every year, and we're really not sure about the guys who are in that middle jello type of an area, right? They're not the skin on the top, and they're not the jello in the middle, right? They're the bottom of the bowl, right? Sawyer Robertson, will he last until then? Probably. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think anyone's going for him. But, maybe 5th round, end of the 5th round, 6th round, maybe. Like take a dart throw at that type of a guy, and no one's going to be mad that way. Just keep the Jet fans pacified and be like, all right, they took a quarterback. I don't know if that guy sucks or not, but you know what? And then something bad will happen. They'll be like, bring in Sawyer Robertson, like get him in, bring him in. So anyway, that's my take on the dark horse situation. But
Oof.
yeah, that Kirk Cousins thing, man, that's throwing me for a loop. Like, I don't know what's going on there.
Snowball hit me with that. I thought he was about to mic drop it and be like, Fernando Mendoza, baby. We're back in the conversation. And
Nobody's talking about it.
I was like, oh, dude, you can't leave on that one, bro. Just threw a straight bomb inside here. Threw a bomb in the jumbo, right? In the gumbo over here. Just blew it all up. Like, all right, I'm out. I made a mess. You guys deal with it.
That's right? So funny.
Thanks.
I personally believe that the Kirk Cousins signing, that's plan A. Like that's exactly what I would have wanted if the Jets had the number 1 overall pick. That's what I was expecting. Like week 14, this was my vision. Was you have Kirk and you have Fernando, near identical skill sets on the field, very similar personalities off the field. And, because I hate giving people keys. I hate it. They need to earn their way. So while Fernando is, figuring life out, get Fernando Sr. in there. And the deal itself is, when I saw the, 5-year, 100, like that didn't make any sense. I was like, what's going on? But then you look at the guaranteed money and all that type of stuff and the clauses. I mean, it's a team option year 2. Like really, the only guarantee is that he's on the team this year. Year 2, it's a team option. Year 3, it's a team option. So they might pick it up like year 2, just okay, now we have a great old man backup for Fernando. But it's not like I would be shocked if he was on the team for 5 years. I think we're really looking at 1 year guaranteed where Kirk starts as a starter and Fernando gets to just work his way in there. And maybe
How long
year
until
2
he works his way in there? How long until he works his way in there?
It could be the whole season. It could be half the season. I mean, unfortunately,
overall.
Yeah, but that's for me. Like I feel like that's like Aaron Rodgers said. Like all these guys, like all the top guys.
But he wasn't number 1.
That's true. Let me
Wasn't
think.
number one.
Yeah, I don't think.
26. Where was he?
Yeah, he was like 20. He was
He
27.
waited a long time.
Yeah.
You're
But
number one off the board. That's weird.
Yeah. But I think it's like in my opinion, that should be the norm. Like we see all these number ones and they struggle. Like they struggle. They are on different teams. Like they want this to work.
So they're going to do it different.
Yeah.
I props to them to do it different.
Yes.
Take number one and say, sit down, number one.
Yeah.
Let old man number one take over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I know you guys you gotta go. I mean, we've been on here for an hour talking names. Made this delicious. Let me get a taste right now. This delicious jambalaya. Come on now, the gumbo of all these names. And I appreciate the names that you guys also entered into the chat, right? We got to talk about a few other names as well. I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, please comment on the video, throw some other names so that we can educate ourselves, right? Because I feel like we only looking at, the names that we keep hearing, but educate us on some more names.
I got some more, man. I got some more, dude.
You I mean, I think we gotta we can throw in one more. We can throw one more.
All right.
I gotta go. All right.
We'll see you, man.
Absolutely. Snowball, I appreciate you.
Thanks for kicking me on. I had a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. Reading the chat was fun. Talking to Wudi all the time. Awesome. Johnny Boy, I don't know. I'm not sure about that guy, but thank you so much. JETS, Jets. Let's go. Let's get to the draft already. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Yes. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. All right. Bye.
Bye. Yes. That's the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Snowball. Johnny Boy, we'll get to your one last name in just a second. But yeah, definitely appreciate again the love. Make sure to like, subscribe, all those wonderful things. That's the best way to show support to the channels at Boy Green 25. And you already know what it is. Take Flight Talk. Both chats have been popping the whole time. But Johnny Boy, he has a name.
Yep. All right. So, Envelope. This is for us, for our guy, ISU. If you're watching, this is for our guy.
Yeah.
A name that is not being talked about, and it should be. And this guy, I feel like, is a gem. He's a sleeper. Is Daniel Sopkowicz, okay, from Illinois State. Hear me out real quick, Wudi, all right? Hear me out.
Yes.
Skylar Bell, 102 receptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 1,200 and something yards. 80 receptions for Daniel, over 1,100 yards, all right? Peep this out. Career, 262 receptions, 3,559, and this is the biggest kicker. 41 touchdowns, dog. 40, bro. This dude is a touchdown machine. The contest ball is his no matter what. Dude, the route running on this kid is amazing on tape. It's just because he plays at Illinois State, bro. It's the only reason. Guys, check him out. It would be he is my what's his name that went to the Chargers, and I was all about him, and I was praying. He's my McConkey this year. He's my lad McConkey this year. So guys, get a chance, check him out, and you guys will see what exactly I'm talking about. I put Mbav on that, right? And he was like, holy crap, why is nobody talking about this guy? I'm like, yo, exactly. ISU put me on. Check him out.
Well, hey, I appreciate that name. Envelope clearly appreciates that name. I will 100% watch the tape, do my research. I already pulled them up in another tab, so I'm going to be doing some research. Next week on this show, Boy Green Meets Wudi, the greatest 3 p.m. show of all time, we will be talking with the draft expert, Ryan Roberts, and we will be breaking down all the picks, offensive and defensive, and that's why I want you guys to comment your dark horse names. And I'm seeing the live chat and all the comments, and we responded to some. Johnny Boy brought some. Snowball brought some. So I will definitely that you can, bet your bottom dollar right now, Scout's honor, that I will be asking Ryan Roberts about this man, Daniel. My God, Sabowitz. I'm gonna have to work on my pronunciation, but my guy from Illinois State, because again, Ryan Roberts, what he's been doing, he's been covering the draft over a decade. And what we've already seen, because we've done these episodes with him the last 2 years, is that everyone at the top, to even the undrafted dudes, he has insider information. He has little tidbits about their lives, their, personal lives, their, skill set on the field. He knows it all. So all of next week, we got an episode for offense, an episode for defense, and that's going to be next week. But right now, this week, it's been the Johnny Boy takeover. Come on now. Show some love for my guy, Johnny Boy, all week. He's been on here. He's been telling us what's good. We broke down AG, his comments, and now we out here talking about the dark horses. I'm talking about those horses. Johnny Boy, thank you so much for lending us your time on this show.
Yeah, Woody, always, man. It's always a pleasure, man, to come on here and chop it up with you. It's always a great, great time. Shout out to our guy BG. BG's out in these streets working hard, talking Mets all day, every day. Let's go Mets. And Woody, if it's cool, I'm excited to have you tomorrow rocking over there with us at Jets Worldwide. You and Abby are coming through. But I gotta say it real quick, man, because dude, I made a list. All right. Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech. Go check him out, guys. D'Angelo Pons is making crazy noise. Another corner from Indiana. All right. Go, guys. Go check him out. Casey Concepcion. Hey, Texas A&M. He's an Aggie. AG loves some Aggies. He's another guy. All right. Kobe Young, wide receiver, Georgia. Check him out. Zachariah Branch, another name from Georgia. Check him out as well. Bryce Lance, Trey Lance's younger brother, wide receiver. Him as well. Claiborne from Wake Forest, the running back. Another guy. Go check him out. Nobody's talking about him. And then the Oregon Duck. And if Dano's watching, all right, Dylan, I can never pronounce his last name, Thieneman, but he's another one that the Jets do like. So there's a whole bunch of other names other than just Reese, Sonny, Caleb. Bro, that's really all the people they constantly keep talking about, right?
Yeah.
But there are some dogs that are out there as well that they could get later on, and I hope they have them as well. So, but yeah, Just Worldwide, baby. We're in here rocking with Woody. This has been, the Woody meets Johnny Boy segments, I guess, right? Yeah. Today was a Just Worldwide takeover. I mean, we normally do it on a Sunday, but came on here today.
Yes. No, absolutely tremendous time. And I will be live Just Worldwide tomorrow. So it's been a fantastic time, fantastic week. I'm so excited. We still got more to do. And again, throw more names, as many names as y'all can think of. Now Johnny Boy just had the list right there. Throw them the names, because we're gonna throw them all at Ryan Roberts. It's like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be catching all these names and telling us, where to, rank them, and again, just a different insights, different information about the players that is not public information. He is, it's a privilege to be able to speak with him, and it was a privilege to speak with you today, Johnny Boy. Appreciate you.
Man. All love.
All love. Everyone in the comments, appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. Both channels the whole way through. Come on now. Everyone, have a great day. And JETS. Jets.
Jets. Let's go.
Woo!